Panther Nation, Rockstar Gang, what up, what up, what up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button as you're coming in. I didn't do that. Why is there a car going off? I don't think it's mine. I don't know. Was it me? Oh, you like that? Come on now. Y'all can't tell me that was not. See, you can't tell me that's not a sick ass thumbnail, right? You can't tell me it's not a sick ass thumbnail. It's pretty sick. I mean, it's funny, but it's also pretty sick. It's also pretty sick, right? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Welcome to the Ropp Star Report. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. I just noticed it. What did y'all just notice? Is there something wrong with the thumbnail, or are you just noticing the thumbnail and how the title fits the description? The Matrix is less complicated than the fixing the Panthers. Adam, you're probably right, my friend. You're probably right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like we're on the right track, though, Adam. I really do. I feel like we're on the right track. So we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the top wide receiver free agents that the Panthers could target. Basically, we're going to base these off categories too, and we're going to use PFF to kind of go over that. We're going to go with realistic expectations. We're going to go with some star in the eyes free agents, and have probably some possible cap casualties. So we will go through a couple of the free agents lists here. Then we're going to go over some priorities. Okay. Some priorities that Dave Canales. All right. We're going to go over that. We're also going to go talk about what it says. Can Dave Canales unlock the potential Bryce Young? And then we're going to talk about the new 4 assistants that are aboard the Carolina Panthers. And we're going to go over that as well. So a lot to talk about. And then we're also going to be going over what Derrick Brown's extension contract looks like, because we definitely need to extend that, man. For sure. The Panthers need a red pill and blue pill to fix this, but I hope that they do. I hope that they do. Yeah, me too. I mean, they definitely need a lot more help for sure. He's not no Neo. See, that's funny. Well, it's good. The reason why I went with the Matrix is because it just fits the I think it fits the title, cracking the code, right? Coding, Matrix, all that good stuff. You think Burns will play in Carolina? Or you think you think a trade is coming? Adam, I think a trade's coming. I think that a trade's coming for sure. I think a trade's coming for sure. I really do. I just don't. There's not in a world right now where Carolina, number 1, can afford him. And number 2, they cannot afford to let him walk. Right? There's 2 things there with the Burns thing. You can't afford him because of cap space. Number 2, you can't afford to let him walk because you don't have a number 1 draft pick. So I think they're going to tag and trade him. I think they're going to tag and trade him, because you tag him, it doesn't mean he's not going to play. I don't think Burns wants to be here. Secretively, I really don't think he wants to be in Carolina. He might have said the words that I still want to remain a Panther, but in all reality, I don't think he wants to. So to that statement there, Adam, I think a tag and trade is coming for sure. Ridley and free agent. We're gonna go over Mr. Ridley. I know, Clay, that was clever. You gotta throw some cleverness out here. You know what I mean? We gotta keep it. We gotta keep it. I gotta keep you on your toes. Burns would fit on the Ravens. Yeah, I just don't know if they're going to be willing to pay for him, and I don't know what their cap space looks like. All right, let's get into the free agency of the wide receivers. Now here's the thing. There's a lot of wide receivers available for the Carolina Panthers that they could target, right? Um, and hopefully they sprinkle some of the some of that magic into this playbook. Hopefully Canales can. And with this 2024 free agent market, there's definitely some treasures here we could definitely could raid. And after some roster cuts, um, for some salary cap relief, kind of picture this, guy. So picture this. A team relied on a 74-year-old Adam Thielen as its top wide receiver. Navigate the gridiron with the agility of a tortoise in a sprint, right? I mean, that's literally what it is. The Panthers' offensive spacing resembled a game of checkers and predictability. They became their unwanted companion as the season unfolded. But there's a nice free agent class here. So first up, we're going to go over realistic free agents, guys that we can these are realistic options. These are guys that we can actually get. So first things first, as we come up, we see T. Higgins here, number 1 on that list. I think he's a realistic free agent option. He's a towering force. Is like a gift wrapped. He's like a gift wrapped in Bengals orange, waiting to be plucked. Right. The Panthers have even tried to woe him at the trade deadline, signaling their undeniable interest on him. Then there's another one here. Okay. Marquise Brown. Okay. These are realistic expectations, guys. The Cardinals speedster. I think he would be an explosive wide receiver to add to this offense. And let's not forget about Calvin Ridley. I think he's another guy that realistically the Carolina Panthers could after. He's a route running magician who could fill that void. I think definitely could fill that wide receiver 1 void left behind by DJ Moore. Black Fry, you hope that we hire the coach from the Raiders. What coach? Because we already got a new head coach. And we've already basically got almost our new staff. So I'm kind of curious which coach you're talking about. But wait, there is more. I think another guy that's realistic on this list too is Gabe Davis. Not a high on Gabe Davis, but he's a realistic expectation. He's an all or nothing kind of guy. And he offers a potential plan B if those bigger fish slip through the net, like Marquise T. Higgins, Calvin Ridley. Those guys are, more real. I would say these 4 guys that we just are looking at here are all realistic expectations of guys we could target, right? So I like that. Now let's explore guys that are really just everybody has their eyes on, thinks that they can have. Basically the star in the eyes free agents. Okay. All right. Stars in the eyes of the free agents. So you've got Mike Evans. Okay. He's number 3 on this list. Mike Evans, from this PF free agent standpoint, number 3 on this list. Okay. Obviously Mike Evans is a living legend. Yeah, I saw Chance the Fapper. I did see that. I did see him get bolstered up to the first round. We got more Buccaneer front office guys coming in. I guess we'll see. Black Fry, I'm curious to what coach you're talking about from the Raiders. I really am. But yeah, Chance the Fapper. Yeah, I definitely want to see that. Yeah, I know. I know. There's still some decent centers in there, so don't be too discouraged. There's still some decent centers, so don't be too discouraged. Don't be too discouraged. Okay. So I mean, so Mike Evans is a guy that just everybody's eyeing, obviously, because of Dave Canales, but he's more like the stars in the eyes of free agents. Like, it's not going to happen. Okay. I just don't see Mike Evans coming here, and I don't think we can afford him. I think it's definitely a long shot. I think it's a fan can dream ordeal, right? Now, we also got another one here, which is Michael Pittman Jr. Now, okay, is the middle of the field magician, who I think would fit great in this offense, especially middle of the field. That's where Bryce likes to throw the ball most of the time. He might be enticed by the allure of a more versatile role in a new setting. But I got more. We're not done yet. How about we got some possible cap casualties now. Now, some of these guys aren't on this list, okay? But I'm going to name these guys off that we possibly could target. And they're not on this PFF list. So, some other guys that we could also target, guys, and these are just some of my opinions, okay? Okay, so just because of the cap casualties. All right, so who has Cameron Clemens, the O-line assistant coach? I have to look into him, Black Fry. I appreciate the comment. Guys, as you're coming in, make sure you pound the like button. Greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I think like guys that could be a possibility because like I call them cap casualties. Like, we all know that the chances of some of these guys might be very, slim. What of our chances in landing Mike Evans? I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff R. I think it's like I said before, I think it's a long shot. I think it's also a fan can dream kind of ordeal. I really do. I think the same thing for Michael Pittman as well. But here are the cap casualties, right? LA Chargers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, those guys could become available. They might try to open up that cap because they are in cap purgatory. Bringing in some talent and local ties with like Mike Williams, DeAndre Hopkins for the Titans. Is another South Carolina gym who could make a dramatic entrance and an exit out of the Titans. Again, I think there's a lot of drama here in the NFL with these cap and with the cap and these wide receivers this offseason. Because of how stacked this wide receiver class is, I wouldn't be surprised if some people move on from some veteran wide receivers. I think Deontay Johnson from the Steelers, who's a route running machine, might be looking for a fresh start after the Steelers expensive receiver saga that they've got going on over there. Also some wild cards here. I could, I mean, these guys are out of the blue. Maybe OBJ. Maybe you bring back Curtis Samuel. Maybe you bring the ageless wonder Brandon Cooks, for all I know. But again, the top three, the most realistic free agents, I would say, are T. Higgins, Marquise Brown, Calvin Ridley. If you want to bring in for that true number one wide receiver, plan B kind of guy, I would say Gabe Davis. But then if you're talking about long shots, fans can dream. I'm thinking like Mike Evans, Michael Pittman Jr. And then when I was talking about like guys that like, the Chargers are in cap purgatory, so they could end up getting rid of, for all we know, they might try to get rid of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. And who knows, DeAndre Hopkins might not be happy in Tennessee. He might hop out of there, right? Who's a South Carolina gem, could make a dramatic exit out of Tennessee, could make a nice entrance into the Carolina. Another one is Deontay Johnson from the Steelers, could be looking for a fresh start. I've heard rumors because of that expensive wide receiver saga they've got going on over there. And then just like some wild names I'm throwing out there that may be a possibility that the Panthers could target. Maybe OBJ, Curtis Samuel, bring Curtis Samuel back. Maybe you get Brandon Cooks. Maybe the Cowboys don't see him fitting in that offense. I think Brandon Cooks, honestly, in Dallas doesn't fit very well with the offense that they run. If I'm Dallas, I need to find another big wide receiver. Then maybe they go after T. Higgins to pair him up with CD Lamb. They can move CD to the slot, put Michael Gallup on the outside, put T. Higgins on the other side. That would make more sense to me. But who knows? But I mean, these are just my top wide receivers. These are just the top based off this list and stuff, what we got. I think that you got realistic expectations. Then you've got your, a shot in the dark, right? So Donovan Peoples-Jones, possibly, maybe Black Friday, you probably could bring him in. Obviously, he wouldn't be a wide receiver 1, but he probably be he would be a nice touch. I think he could be a nice touch for sure. And then of course, if you look at this other list, I think Tyler Boyd, Curtis Samuel, great picks here. I would say if I like anybody else on here, no, Brown did okay, but KJ Osborne, no. Josh Reynolds, he's kind of older. Michael Thomas is older. DJ Chark didn't do well for us, in my opinion. Kendrick Bourne, no. I mean, you could bring in OBJ. I mean, there's a possibility there. Darnell Mooney, he's washed. But I think the most realistic guys that we can get off this list is definitely T. Higgins, Marquise Brown, and I think Calvin Ridley. I really do. So, most realistic ones. All right. Let's talk about this article here. All right. Let's talk about this article here. All right. 4 pressing priorities for the Carolina Panthers head coach, Dave Canales. So Cat Crave came out with this. And we all know the Panthers have a lot of work to do, right, in this upcoming season, okay? And we all know that Dave Canales has his work cut out for him, right? You got a franchise that has struggled to sustain success in recent years, guys. Canales has a daunting task in front of him, and it's not going to happen in year 1, okay? Turning this team around and fully rebuilding this team properly, it's going to take 2 to 3 years, okay? We're on a path to growth, okay? Now, there are several pressing priorities. I think based off of this article, they're saying that the pressing priorities for Dave Canales is that he must tackle in 2024. He said, and one of the first ones was the offensive line complications. And I totally agree with them. We had injuries, we had lack of depth that contributed to the season that we had. It was a massive regression from this offensive line from 2022 to 2023. And certain players, I just don't think fit the blocking scheme that was here by the previous coaching staff. And I think Canales is going to have to find the right balance to really protect Bryce Young and allow him to grow in this second year. Another priority that I agreed with them from this article was that they said running back dynamic. And absolutely. Chuba Hubbard performed well. I thought he did well as our starting running back. Is he an RB1 in my eyes? No. I think he's an RB2. We all know Miles Sanders completely struggled, and we all believe that was a waste of a $25 million, 16 guaranteed 4-year contract. And Raheem Blackshear showed flashes, but he might not be here next year. Canales, I think the thing is our new head coach has to determine if the current dynamic of this team, right? If the current dynamic of this team is enough to take the Panthers where they want to go offensively. Guys, if you see me pause, it's because I'm watching the live stream over here and I'm making sure to pause when those I hope that they're coming on at the same time. But to pause when they show commercials, when they show the ads. So I try to pause for that for you guys. That's why I watch it. We officially hired Brant Tillis. I did see that. I officially saw that just pop up on my screen. So we officially hired Brant Tillis. We know who he is now. We all know about Mr. Brant Tillis. I've gone over him a couple times. But again, back to the running back dynamic of this team. Well, Canales has to determine what that dynamic is. You got to take this team where they need to go offensively. And you got to establish the running back dynamic immediately. All right. This is a burden of this team, this running back room. So we've got to figure out what works not only for the offensive line, but you also got to figure out the dynamic of the running back room as well. Another thing you got to focus on is you got to get more out of the young talent on your team. You're already on the roster, whether they're going to be here or not next year. Jonathan Mingo is definitely contestant number one. Terrace Marshall Jr., whether I know he asked to be traded, whether he's here this offseason or not, we shall see. Tommy Tremble is another. Tommy Tremble has shown potential. I think Jonathan Mingo has shown potential. Terrace Marshall has shown nothing. What a waste of a second-round pick that was. But there's definitely needs to be some refinement here to become more productive when it comes to our contributors. And I think another thing is, guys, is that Canales and this new offensive coordinator, Brad Ezick, must work on their magic to get the most out of these players and ease the burden on this team. And finally, they got to plan around Bryce. While, all the other points have their merits, right? None are more important than developing a plan around the quarterback. Okay. And so Canales has to protect him, allow him to grow in this offense, bring the best out of him, which we're going to talk about here shortly. But it requires support, right? Offensive line help, that running back room, getting open in the, making sure we have the right running backs on this team that fit the scheme. Same thing with the offensive line. You just got to have a good supporting cast around your quarterback. And it doesn't matter if Bryce Young. It doesn't matter if it's Bryce Young or not. That's how the NFL works. A good supporting cast can help out your young talent, but also you're definitely your franchise quarterback. So these are the priorities that they said, and I totally agree with all of them. I was just giving you my thoughts based off of the ones they said. I totally agree. I think, though, overall that Canales has a significant challenge ahead of him becoming the new head coach of Carolina Panthers. But with the right priorities and strategies in place based off this article, he can turn this team around and put them on a path to sustained success. It all just comes down to how they draft and what they do in the free agent. And it starts in this offseason this year. I think this is probably a lot of people who may not agree with this, but I think it starts with the free agency, getting the right guys that you can get, right? Whoever may be available. Whether you want to bring in bring in a wide receiver one that way, whether you do it through the draft or how you bring in some talent and depth to the offensive line. There's multiple ways they can go about it, but I think this is one of the most important. This offseason is the most important one that will help us set up success for at least the next 2 years. Maybe if we do so well this offseason, then it only needs to be one more offseason that this team is fully rebuilt and ready to go. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it takes teams longer. But I think 2 to 3 years span is what it's going to take, including this offseason. So we shall see. There's a lot of things that got to be done. There's a lot of things that got to be done. All right. Let's talk about the 4 assistants. Okay, there's a new coaching staff here. Okay. New coaching staff. 4 assistants agree to terms with the Panthers, which we all know have heard about. We all know that this coaching carousel has been spinning. We got some new faces joining this Panthers family. Dave Canales era is already kicking off. You got 4 new dynamic assistants having their deals to be part of the Carolina Panthers. Also, we've officially hired Brant Tillis as he'll be considered the COO, while Dan Morgan is the CEO. So Dan Morgan's Batman, Brant Tillis is Robin. Okay. Dan Morgan's going to be the player personnel guy, the player evaluator, while Brant Tillis is going to be that account manager, the cap maneuver, the analytics guy, right? So congrats to Brant Tillis. Welcome to the Keep Pounding Nation. Welcome to the Carolina family. Looking forward to see what maybe you can maneuver with some of this cap space because we need some help. So let's keep going here. But okay, first up, we've got Harold Goodwin. He stepped into his role of assistant head coach and run game coordinator. Obviously, this guy is no stranger to the NFL with a coaching journey that's taken him from, if you look here, from the Chicago Bears to the Steelers and the Colts. And his stint with Bruce Arians in both Arizona and Tampa Bay. Goodwin brings a wealth of experience. I'm hyped to see how he shapes out this run game. Next on the roster, they added Bernie Parmalee, the running backs coach. Basically, this guy's also had a coaching journey. He's definitely worn some different hats, including some special teams coordinator in Atlanta. Parmalee's focus is on the run game. So he's sure to inject hopefully some fresh energy. I hope that he can turn around this rushing attack. And hopefully we can be that force to be reckoned with again. Another thing is here, guys, let's feast our eyes on Rob Moore. We got another one here, wide receivers coach. Okay. This man has a pretty nice career so far as a wide receiver. Rob Moore had a great career as a wide receiver in the league. First off, let me reinstate my statement there. He's had a stellar career as a wide receiver in the league. Okay. He was drafted in the first round back in 1990. So Moore knows a thing or two about catching footballs. After he hanged up the cleats, he's been making waves as a coach, and now he's set to hopefully work some of that magic back from the 90s with our wide receivers, whoever are here. And hopefully we can get some nice jaw-dropping plays out of Rob Moore and this whoever our wide receiver group looks like, right? At the end of the day, we'll find out after free agency and the draft. And then lastly, let's not forget about Mr. Joe Gilbert. Let's meet him real quick. So our offensive line coach, he's had a whopping of 24 years of experience at the college level and at the NFL level. Okay. He was with Indianapolis and Tampa Bay. So Gilbert knows the trenches like the back of his hand. He is the man that hopefully can change this offensive line into a fortifying offensive line, and we can count on him to hopefully build an impenetrable wall in front of our quarterback. So I'm hoping that this coaching staff pans out. I hope that I hope all these moves that we're making works out. You know what I mean? I really, really do. I hope that they all work out. We shall see. Anthony Brown, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining the live stream. I'm seeing Evero would rather leave than to stay in Carolina. That's not good. Let's see if that's where are you seeing that at, Mr. Marcos Cash? It says that in Panthers Wire here. Actually, they just posted this 2 hours ago. So check this article out. So check this out, guys. Hold on, guys. Trying to fix this here. Trying to get this up for you guys. Well, that's what this article real quick. So reports are set elsewhere. For this afternoon. Right. So Mike McDonald's got that hired at the Seahawks. So that's kind of the same thing we're reading here, Marcos. So Joe Person of the Athletics suggests there could be another way out for this guy. So he says it's only a couple of weeks ago that the Athletic mentioned possible Jerry Evero and Carolina Evero and Johnson have the same agent, but now there's a sense in the NFL that circles that Evero is more interested in pursuing defensive coordinator positions elsewhere than returning to the Panthers. Right. So they brought all these guys in, which was what we just went over. They blocked interview requests besides them. So, okay. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. I really don't. If Evero leaves, it is what it is. You just bring in somebody else. You know, it is what it is. I mean, if they bring somebody, like I said, they bring somebody else in, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. You know? Yeah, I mean, it seems like he may be interested elsewhere. Well, Evero can go. His defense as good you think. Our bad offensive play gave other teams short fields, which is why we were third for total defense while having a shitty red zone defense. Jeff R, you make a good case. You make a good case there. It makes me think a little bit though, for sure. Like it definitely makes me think about how good this defense was. But it also the defensive scheme did not fit this team. Let's be honest. The 3-4 defense is just absolutely atrocious. It just doesn't fit this team very well. It doesn't fit the players very well. It definitely didn't fit Brian Burns well. I think a 4-3. The guy's an edge. He's not an outside linebacker. He's an edge. I definitely think that they need to go back to the 4-3 defense because this defense was a lot better. I think the defense even was a lot better in the 4-3. defense, but that's just me. So interesting to see. I guess he doesn't want to deal with. He probably doesn't want to deal with the David Tepper drama. He's probably just had enough of that, right? You know what I mean? Oh my lord, guys, I am out of it today. Today is like I feel like I'm not as like agile with y'all today as I normally am. All right, let's get into this real quick because this article was very interesting. This article was very, very interesting to me. What could a Derrick Brown contract looks like? So it goes into the fact that this article, I was reading it. It's all about Derrick Brown. We all know about how he's a powerhouse in the middle of our defense. And basically, this article is basically talking about how he had a great 2023 season and, shattered records, became that beacon of hope in our lackluster of a season. And obviously, we know that the big man is entering in his final stretch of his contract year in 2024. And it's prime time for Carolina to really secure the future of their defensive juggernaut before both teams start sniffing around, right? So let's talk about the numbers here, okay? And we're not talking about talking tackles here. We're diving into the potential wallet, busting the world of contract extensions. Now, the article explains that Quinnen Williams of the Jets set the bar high, right? So they basically you eye the water of Quinnen Williams, right? His contract extension is around $96 million. And that was last offseason. The man's a two-time Pro Bowler and All-Pro, and his $24 million annual paycheck is the highest in defensive tackle. I think it's the highest paid. I think he's the highest paid defensive tackle in the league. So if the Panthers decide to drop the ball, don't lock Brown in 2024, this could be a potential franchise tag situation because the projected tag amount for the defensive tackle is hovering around $21 million. Okay. And that's no chump change, right? And Brown, rightfully so, would use that as an ammo in negotiations, pushing for that long-term deal. Obviously north of that figure. And let's not stroll down memory lane to last year with, last offseason where Jeffrey Simons, Deron Payne, Dexter Lawrence all inked in mega deals in the ballpark of $90 million or more. These guys are these are Brown's contemporaries, right? All 25, just like our man in the trenches. Brown's is a Pro Bowl, had the Pro Bowl snub, might be a negotiating point. But it's clear that we all know that Derrick Brown, he's in the same league as these guys. So what's the bottom line? I think my projection for this guy after looking at all these other guys' contracts, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We're looking at around a 4-year contract, and it's probably gonna be between the range of 80. I would say between 83 million to the 87 million deal. Okay, it's a smidge less than Lawrence's payday, but still firmly plants him in the elite ranks of defensive tackles. And so this isn't just about, us securing him. It's about connecting the cornerstones of the Panthers defense for years to come. Now, the offseason is all about it's basically like a chess match. And you have to be ready when it comes to these offseason moves. You have to be able to play their best hands. And you're going to have to play your best hand to keep a guy like Derrick Brown. And hopefully keep him right where he belongs here in Carolina. He's been wrecking havoc in our opponent's backfields this season. I say we got to get those contracts ready. Carolina, it's time to show Brown the money. All right. Time to show the man the money. It will be, it's definitely coming. Okay. So the topic of today is based off this article. It's based off this article. All right. It's based off this article today by Cat Crave. Okay. Hold on one second. So, how can the Carolina Panthers crack the code? Right? How can they crack the code? How can they get Bryce Young to fully come out of his shell? Become that guy, right? Become that guy. How can they do it? Okay. That's the question. Can Dave Canales do it? And it all starts with, well, how does Canales plan to unlock Bryce's potential? I mean, I think that the dude's got a mountain-sized task ahead dealing with this quarterback disaster that he's already got in his hands with this team, right? I truly believe that. I think that we're gonna have. I really do, because this is a mountain-sized task I had to deal with in this quarterback disaster. I mean, seriously, who thought making Canales the head coach was a good idea for the Panthers? I think it's a good idea, but who else thought it was a good idea? Seriously. Like, let me know in the chat if you seriously thought that Dave Canales was a good hire. I'm curious. The reason why I'm curious is because, I'm 50-50 on the hire. I'm 50-50 on Bryce. Like I said, I'm keeping my expectations low. Okay? I am keeping my expectations low. And there's a reason behind that. Right? There's a reason behind that. Now, the reason why I am like that right now is because we don't know. There's so much unknowns here. Right? There's so much unknowns. But Bryce Young's rookie season was basically a flaming dumpster fire for a number 1 overall pick. And it's not all of his fault, but he didn't deliver either. And I think it was a sorry excuse for performance. I've been thinking a lot about that lately. Because Carolina couldn't get their act together to support this kid. It was a disaster, plain and simple. Plain and simple, it was a disaster. All right, you can't tell me otherwise. It was an absolute disaster. Okay? Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. But it was. I mean, that's what it was. It was an absolute disaster. Hold on one second, guys. I'm fixing something here. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason, YouTube is just messing with me here. I don't know what that's about. I really don't. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, whatever. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. That was so weird. Like, none of my stuff saved in my tags and stuff like that for some reason. I'm sorry. I don't know why I didn't do that. All right. Anyways, so let me get back to what I was saying. But again, Dave Canales, does he have a plan to try to bring the potential out of Bryce Young? Again, it's a mountain-sized task. Dealing with this quarterback disaster, what it was last year. And seriously, I mean, do y'all think that this was a good hire for the Carolina Panthers? I think it was. I'm 50-50 on it, but I still like part of me. Well, maybe I'm like 70, maybe I'm like 60-40 on the Canales hire. I think it's a good hire because of not because that's where the NFL's going. So it's going with the NFL is going with the younger head coaches. So I think the Canales hire is good. I'm 60-40 on the hire. There's a lot of unknowns, but there's a lot of positives to think about it because he's a young guy and he's a young guy that has shown that he can develop quarterbacks like the Geno Smiths, like Baker Mayfield, like what we went over, not too long ago. So it's just a bit, but the thing is Bryce Young's rookie season was just a dumpster fire for a number 1 overall pick, and he didn't deliver. And it's not all of his fault. Okay. It was a sorry excuse for her performance, I think, though, but still, it wasn't all of his fault. But the Carolina Panthers couldn't even get out of their own way. They couldn't get their act together to support this kid. It was just plain and simply a disaster, plain and simple. And then you bring in this young guy who's riding in on his high horse. Not necessarily saying that he's claiming that he is the savior, but it kind of feels that way. But he's got some history with other quarterbacks. Sure. Wilson, Smith, so Geno, Baker Mayfield. He's been there, done all that. And he can work can he work miracles with Bryce Young? That's the question. Now, Joe Person over at The Athletic thinks it starts with fewer people in Young's ear. Yeah, no kidding. The kid had more voices in his ear than a choir. And Canales is cleaning house and and then he's hopefully going to get everyone on the same page and build a decent supporting cast. Oh my God. Sorry about that. I'm just out of it today. But again, it comes down to the fact that it comes down to the fact that did I spell his name right? Did I spell Brant Tillis's name right? Okay, I did. Perfect. Bam. Let's go to the live. Sorry, I had to fix something on YouTube. Someone just notified me of something. Sorry. I got out the way here. And I'm looking at that article you sent me by the score too, Marcos. So appreciate you sending that over. I'm going to pin this message up. And I'm also I'm going to pin replace this pin message with this. And then I'm going to can I star that? I'm going to try to star your article here. If Evero doesn't want to be in Carolina, then he just needs to get the fuck on. I mean, Rock, if he wants to go, he wants to go. It sounds like he wants to be a DC somewhere else. It is what it is. Sup, Panthers fam, bam, like hit the like button, hit it. Appreciate that. So again, but yeah, I mean, no kidding. The kid had more voices in his ear than Randy Orton does in his head. I mean, but now Canales is cleaning house and hopefully getting everyone on the same page. Builds a decent supporting cast. Guys, this is not going to be a quick fix. So any of you guys in the comments that believes that this team's going to be a quick fix, you're out of your mind. Okay. You're obviously out of your mind. All right. But it's the obvious solution here, right? Another thing that Joe Parson said was that the chaotic nature of the Panther season affected the development of Bryce Young. Well, no duh, Sherlock. The coaching change and the offensive play calling circus messed with Young's head big time. I mean, tight end Hayden Hurst spilled the beans on that too. Too many voices. NFL worst passer rating and an embarrassing completion percentage. And so what does Canales have to do, right? What does he have to do? Well, he's got to provide a damn environment for Young to thrive. It's not rocket science. Get the coaching staff on the same page. Give the guy some playmakers. Protect him from crying out loud. Protect him. Canales needs to figure this out, or the Panthers might as well kiss their investment in Bryce Young goodbye. And if they do get him that and he doesn't pan out, then you do kiss his ass goodbye. Like, if you get this kid a supporting cast and he's not able to elevate his talent and elevate the talent around him, you know, it is what it is. But still, he's gone. Clay, don't start your show so late, duh. I was busy today, so it is what it is. But what's Canales got to do? Again, he's got to provide a damn environment around this kid to thrive. It's not rocket scientists. Get a coaching staff on the same page. Get this guy some playmakers. Get him some protection. And that's all you got to do. And if it doesn't work out, then that means that the Panthers made the wrong investment. Point blank, period. If you do all three of those things, then it's on Bryce Young. And Young, I think, has the tools. Sure. Heisman winner, blah, blah, blah. But he needs to needs a kick in the rear. And Canales is supposed to be that guy to do it. Confidence issues, accuracy problems, shaky footwork. It's all on the table. Canales, you better work your magic, or this whole thing is going to be an epic failure. And the Panthers can't afford to give up on Young just yet. But if Canales doesn't turn things around either, it's a whole colossal failure. And the Panthers will then left be wondering why their faith in him in the first place. I say good luck to Canales. You're going to need it. I like the guy already. I like what I'm seeing from him. But he's got a tall task to handle here. And it's not going to be overnight. He has got a tall task to handle here. Like I said, it's not going to be overnight, guys. It's not going to be overnight, whether y'all like it or not. This is going to take a good amount of time for us to fully rebuild this team and this offense. And hopefully we can pull all that potential out of this kid. And hopefully Dave Canales is the guy to do so. But only time will tell. There's a lot of unknowns here. I like what I see from Canales, but you got to get this kid protection. You got to get him you got to get him protection. You got to get him some weapons. You got to get him and a good coaching staff around him. You do those three things, you have a potential to be successful in this league, and you have the potential to like it says here, crack the code of unleashing his talents. Again, will that happen? I don't know. I can't predict that. Clay, do you want a Bryce spoiler? What Bryce spoiler are you gonna give me, Matt Chatter? I can't wait to hear this. Oh Lord. Do you want to hear a Bryce spoiler? What's the Bryce spoiler, Matt Chatter? Just give it to me. Can't wait to hear this. Sometime today, Matt Chatter. Oh no, I was playing this beat yesterday. Oh Lord, lasers. Here we go. I just wanted to do that one time today. All right, that's all I got for you, at least from news wise. My takes, stuff like that. About we get into. Let's get into something fun here. Let's do this. Let's do another mock draft to finish out the day. How about that, folks? Let's do another mock draft. All right. Another mock draft. Mock draft. Woohoo. All right. Come on. All right. Today, I'm going to do my own. So, let's work some magic here. LA. I know you want Brian Burns. So here we go. Let's do this. Ooh. Oh. That's ridiculous. I could see 3 picks, but not 4 picks. Yeah, let's do this. Offer trade. Okay. Start draft. Perfect. So who's off the board? All right, cool. Where are we at? So we are at the 19th pick. So then what you're going to do is you're going to trade that 19th pick. We're going to move back. I did Green Bay. Let's trade back with Arizona at 27, and they get me their 71st pick. Ooh, the 90 pick wouldn't be bad either, though. Ooh, or where are the Bills? 28. What do you got? So you give me your 28th pick. No. What about the 99th pick? Yeah, okay. So, but I think I could get more out of Arizona, though. 66. All right, 71. Seems a little bit better, right? Where we go? All right, let's try to 71. All right. The Rumble was boring. You talking about the Royal Rumble match? You thought it was boring? It was all right. It was okay. All right, so we have some decisions here to make. Do we go with Troy Franklin again? I don't know. Maybe we trade back again. Maybe we trade back one spot. Maybe we trade back with... I mean, I don't want to go with Troy Franklin again. Well. Or we go with Kansas City, which that would make sense. Let's offer them this trade. Perfect. All right, so now we're at this position. So we got Devontae Walker. We got Adonia Mitchell. Okay. Corner, we got Kamara Lassiter there. We do need some corner help. We could go ahead and get Chris Broswell off the edge and just go ahead and replace Mr. Damn. Because we do have the 31. But here's the thing. What if I take this 31 pick and I trade a team that's got 2 second-round picks? Like the Commanders. Give me your 30th and 60th. Who's got some more? Ooh. Y'all know y'all want to trade me that. Am I pushing my luck a little bit here? Am I pushing my luck? I feel like I'm not. I don't feel like I'm pushing my luck here. I feel like I should be able to make this kind of trade, but it's too far back. Not doing a deal with the Saints. It's like selling your soul to the devil. That would be enticing. All right, now we'll do this. We're gonna go a different route here. Let's go ahead and get Chris Broswell. All right, we're gonna go ahead draft him. All right, now we only skipped over 1 pick. Now maybe we can trade back with this pick and get like. Let's see. Don't sell your soul to the devil. No, don't do that. Don't do that. So we move back. So we move back to 36, but we get that 141. What are our draft picks looking like here? Yo, did you trade Horn yet, Clay? No, I haven't. I'm thinking about this trade here, though. So if I move to 36, I get a better value pick, and I get a 141. Because then I have some space. But I kind of want to see what else I can work here. Arizona. I kind of wouldn't mind the 35 and that 133 there. Gives me a nice cushion in between there. But then again, I'd rather have like something like a 120. Y'all know how I'm about all trading away all of our D. I know you are. You ready to trade that whole damn defense? Let's see. Oh, can I get another pick here? 125 and 135. I don't want to go that much. No. I mean, I think I'm getting 2 picks out of this, maybe 3 at best. I'm going to offer that, though. All right, I like it. Okay, so that's perfect. Now I got some room to work with here. All right, so we're going to go a different route here. Guys. So I'm going to take Adonia Mitchell. Then, damn, they moved Leonard back that far. Shoot. What other wide receivers we got? Ooh. Okay, so we got some wide receivers. Tight ends. We got some tight ends. Okay. Offensive tackles. Okay. Let's go here. Perfect. Okay, we got some guys. I do like Jeremiah Trotter here. Getting a linebacker would definitely help. Kalen Bullock is nice. All right, we got Jeremiah Trotter in front of our face, and I think that's the best value pick we're going to get here. So I'm going to go with him. Now, at the 71 pick, because we've got an edge, wide receiver. Now we're going to go a little different route here. Let's see. Corners. Defensive line, we could go defense here, right? I mean, I got another pick at 83. Where are they thinking about these other? Okay, 77 Christian Haynes at left guard, right? All right, right guard would be nice. Yeah, I think you got to go with Christian Haynes here because I don't have another pick till 83. So I'm going to go Christian Haynes, more of a need there than the value. Then let me look at the wide receivers. So we still got some guys on the board. But we do need to build that offensive line up again. We got Christian Mahogany. So he's a right guard. Already got a right guard. Cooper Beebe at left guard would be great. I think I'm going to save him. I think here we do need a big back. Trey Benson kind of makes sense here. I kind of like Johnny Wilson. What wide receivers else we got? What are we looking at wide receivers wise? Got Malachi Corley sitting there. If we wanted to get another wide receiver, I didn't talk out my ass earlier. I just said Gabe Davis is I didn't say Gabe Davis has a great route tree. I say that he's a decent route runner and he only comes out when he wants to, basically. I didn't say anything else other than that. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything great about about Gabe Davis. He's too inconsistent. Is he better than DJ Chark? Absolutely. All I said about Gabe Davis was that he's an all or nothing guy. I just said that he's a potential plan B if he's a bigger, if he's a bigger fish, if the other bigger fish slip. I understand what you're getting at. I'm just saying, when we're looking at the top free agents for the Carolina Panthers, and you're looking at guys that are the most realistic, T. Higgins, Marquise Brown, Calvin Ridley, and Gabe Davis are all the most realistic options for the Carolina Panthers. That's all I was saying. You don't have to believe that he's going to succeed here. You don't have to say you want him. I never said I wanted him. I'm just saying from a realistic standpoint, those are the guys that I think they could actually get here. Now, am I saying all of them? No. I'm just saying those are those individuals. All right. Let's get back to this. I'm going to go. We got our right guard. I'm going to go Trey Benson here. Let me ask you this, Clay. What is the best path to get your number one wide receiver? I would probably say right now, trade to move up to round one. Probably. Honestly. You're going to have to trade Brian Burns to get the guy like a Troy Franklin or whatever. Did I do that in this draft? No, I went a different route. But I'm about to build this offensive line. I can tell you that. Watch this. I'm about to have a nasty offensive line. Dude, this offensive line is going to be filthy. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to do a mega contract, but I mean, Greg Olson did come out and say, like, why doesn't Carolina just come out and pay somebody $25 million? Why don't they just come out and go ahead and pay somebody $25 million? If all in seriousness, we give Bryce no upgrade at wide receiver, the kid's going to be hurting. I get that. I get that. I really do. Here you go, Josh, if you're watching. We picture Malik Washington for you. And then we're going to get Braylon Allen, the running back. And then we're going to get Theo Johnson, the tight end. Damn, we got some nice picks out of this draft. Now, if we go with the cornerback room, we could go cornerback here. Your starter O-line solutions, then you can get a great center third if your scouts are good. Your starter about the O-line solutions than me. I know we need a center. What's the biggest upgrade there we need? Probably left guard and right guard. Both the interior guards are in need. Austin Corbett's probably career is over. The guy tore his ACL, in 2022? Right? And he tore his MCL on the same knee. Like, his career is done. Center definitely would help. I think bringing in a center to back up Bradley Bozeman and maybe like a guy like Cedric Van Pran that I went with is definitely a guy that could be a developmental piece, but I think that Van Pran's good enough to be a starter in the NFL right now. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Some people don't. The way I scouted him, I think he's this guy that can start today. I think Cedric Van Pran's a guy that could start today. I really do. All right, what do we need here? Corbett's so done. And then, like, what was it? But Christensen tore his tricep or his bicep? I think it was his tricep. No, it was his bicep. So, I think that's another way you got to go. I think that's the reason why you got to go with Brady Christensen, because I'm pretty sure he tore his bicep, and that is not easy to come back from. A bicep tear takes a pretty good amount of time to heal. And of course they're using their arms and hands to push, so I think you gotta look into a left guard as well. There's another left guard with decent pass blocking. Here's another linebacker who had a pretty damn good career, or second year. Third year, I mean. Had a bad second year. But I had a great 2023 season. Played 15 games, 615 snaps, 77 tackles, assisted tackles, 12 missed tackles, though. He only played 5 games, though, last year. Must have been injured. Let's see here. Run defense. My God, this guy sucks in the pass rush, but it's great in run defending. But he did have 7 sacks. I can say Bryce showed me almost nothing, but you can't say he had any weapons or line or other. Yeah, I feel you. I would say even Hurst. I would say more like Trimble or Sullivan were better than Hurst. I really don't like this draft. Do y'all? I don't think I did a very good job at this one. I just don't know what to go with here. I think like the best bet is going with what we need here, but then we want to go with best available. So if I'm going best available, I'm going back to back running backs. This is terrible. I'm gonna go defensive tackle there. Okay, we can get Moose. Sweet. Should have maybe went corner there. And let's go with. Is there any corners left? Daquan Hardy. We might go with a better. Good Lord. 0 to interceptions, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Passer rating of 71.4. Passer rating of a 115. That's bad. I heard good wide receiver class. Matt Chatter, this is probably one of the best wide receivers classes I've ever seen. Let's see what this one looks like. This one's definitely not as good as yesterday. They still give me a B+. Shit. Damn, we got some wide receivers though. Let's do another one. All right, this time, guys, I'm gonna slow it down. Do another one. Let's enter the draft. Let's see. Who's interested in Derrick Brown or Brian Burns? Who needs a edge rusher? Would you give our class and Burns for a AJ Brown? I don't like AJ Brown. Here's the reason why I don't like him. He's a baby. He's a drama queen. That's why I don't like him. It has nothing to do with that he's not talented or anything like that. He's just a big, big baby. And that's just, I don't want babies on my team. Because if he doesn't get the ball, he bitches and complains to the coaches. That's just my opinion. That's why I don't like him. I don't like that shit. If you want to bitch and complain, go play somewhere else. That's the way I look at it. All right, let's do this. Let's see if I can get the Jags to budge here. All right, let's go with the Jags. All right. Now we're going to trade again. But we're going to move back. We're going to move to... We're at 17. Let's trade back to... Let's go to Buffalo. Do I really need a 165 pick? Not really. Not really. I mean, it's getting an extra pick. Offer trade? Jesus. I like AJ Espinoza for cheap. Wow. I can't believe that they actually took that trade. The 17th pick for the 28th pick, the 60th pick, and the 99th pick. I don't know how that's going to happen, how that happened, but it worked out. We've got a what hell of a draft. Like, this is going to be a hell of a draft now. Oh, it's pretty outside. It is pretty outside. Guys, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. If you're just joining, we just went over a bunch of stuff. You heard me rant like normal. Now we're just finishing up the day with a mock draft as always, because guess what? It's off season time. So we might as well be doing these every single day. I'd rather have the other extreme, that TMJ. Did you play? Why didn't you say another? I'm not even sure if that's even English, Mad Chatter. I'm not even sure what hell you just said in that sentence is English. I'd rather have the other extreme, that TMJ. Did you play? Why didn't you say another? What are you talking about? You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Dude, Jackson Powers-Johnson and Jordan Morgan have moved up to the first round. And I told every one of y'all in my chat that these guys are first-round talent. I also told everyone Brian Thomas is a first-round talent. I told y'all that Jackson Powers-Johnson and Jordan Morgan are first rounds. TNJ would not play games. What are you talking about? Damn. Wow. All right. So let's see what wide receivers we got. Wow. Wide receivers are thin here now. Holy smokes. He was so hungry he never told coach, yo. Matt Chatter, I have no idea what the hell you're saying anymore. What have I missed? Glitches, not much, man. We're just working on finishing up this mock draft. I think I'm gonna trade back again. Honestly. Because, like, I don't see anything I'm, like, so overly ecstatic about. Well, I mean, that's what I'm working on. Hold on. I want this to be a very good one. I'm trying to get this set up the way I want it to, but it's not. I got to keep working on this a little bit here. Let's try this. I ain't turning our Einstein son. You remember Coach Wright did not know TMJ play or not. He didn't know if he was gonna play, gonna play or not, and he didn't know if he was on the field. I mean, that's just crazy. So glitches, we're working on that though. We're gonna try to get a first round pick, which we have been successful doing. It's just setting up for the other picks, right? I wonder how Commanders, give me that 36, 40th. That would be kind of clutch. He ain't gonna do shit, is right. Well, AJ Brown would be hungry enough to tell a coach, I'm not is. I get it, but I think AJ Brown's a baby. I really do. I think he's a big fat baby. Oh. Hold on. I'm going to get another pick out of you. I don't care. What else you got? Give me that 90 pick. All right, give me this 104. Ooh. Damn. That's what I was looking for. That's better. Working the deal here. Caleb Williams off the board. Drake May, Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, Bowers is about to be off here. Jaden Daniels. Yep. A Foshnu. Oh, they went Joel. Okay, Romaduzier. They're gonna go Cooper DeJean. Okay. Foshnu to the Jets. Newton to the Vikings. Okay. Okay. Fuage to the Raiders. Bo Nix to the Saints. Dallas Turner to the Colts. Jared Verse to the Seahawks. J.C. Latham, Taron Arnold back to back. Liatu off the board. Kool-Aid McKinstry. Still can't believe his name's Kool-Aid. Amarius Mims is off the board. At all costs, we do not need to trade our first for next year under any circumstance. I don't care if it's freaking Adams. I feel you. We're going to go a different route here, though. I'm not going with... I'd like to see what else we got here. Okay, so Byron Murphy would be nasty. And Chris Boswell would be nasty. I think we got to, if we're going to get rid of Chris, I mean, here's the thing. I think you got to go. I mean, there's an edge there at 37. We do have the 35th pick. Dang, Michigan Panthers cut Corey Coleman, a former first. Dude, you're coming in here with UFL, USFL, or whatever it's called, UFL league shit. That's funny. All right, I'm going to go a different route here again, but I'm going to make this work this time. We got the 27th pick. The best value pick on the board is Byron Murphy. So we do need defensive help. We're going to get somebody to help out the defensive line, going to help out Derrick Brown on that defensive line. So we get Byron Murphy. But we do have the 33rd pick and the 35th pick here. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. So I'm going to go here. Ooh. What do we got? Offensive tackle. We've got Tyler Guyton. They've got him ranked at 33. Troy Fanatu. You got Graham Barton. You got Patrick Paul. Let's see on the inside guard here. We got Zach Frazier, the center out of West Virginia, who I do like. I think, though, for me, I like Devontae Walker. I like Keon Coleman. I like Adonia Mitchell, too, though. I think if we're going with a value pick here, though, you got to go with Troy Fanatu. Like, his ranking's 36, but his ADP is up to 33.1. And Troy Fanatu is one of those guys, man, who can do what Graham Barton does, too. It's just a different route, though. I mean, the wide receiver position's stacked here, though. It's like, I mean, I could go Devontae Walker. I like Devontae, but I'm not like so high on him. I'd rather have Keon Coleman. But Keon Coleman doesn't astound me either. Adonia Mitchell does. Because of that speed. Jermaine Burton does. Because of that speed. I think here, though, I'd love to trade back. Maybe grab this and this. But it doesn't make sense. Oh, hi-oh. Booyah. I'll take it. I will take it. Get these guys out my way I don't want. That's what you call swindling, son. All right, so let's go ahead. Okay, we got the 40th pick. So let's get our wide receiver here. I'm going to go Donnie Mitchell here. Don't you take my guy. 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 Okay. Man, we're going to go. I'm not a fan of our 3-4 defense at all. Me neither. Doesn't sound like he's coming back anyways, man. Doesn't sound like he's coming back anyway, so it doesn't matter. I like this Patrick Paul guy, man. 6'7". What is he? 6'7", 315 at left tackle. I do like Graham Barton. You can move into left guard, left tackle. I'm going to draft him here. All right, so you got your left guard, left tackle, whichever one you want to move there with him. Killed 2 birds with 1 stone, technically, there. We got our wide receiver. We got some defensive line help. So we're looking pretty good. I'd say so myself. I like to say so myself. So what if I pause this? I take this with 67 and 106 and I give you that. No? Where are we at here? You be willing to take that, the 57th pick? What about the 54? Okay, what about the 55? What about that 55, baby? What about that 56, baby? Could move up to that 55 position. All right. Let's offer it. All right, cool. So now we got that 55th pick. Makes more things more interesting now. Looking pretty good with no pass rush. I know. I feel you. That's why we traded up here. That's why we go forward to go backwards. Shit. All right. Let's draft a player here. So we got pass rush, man, friend. We got some pass rush. Byron Murphy, stud. All right. Absolute animal. 6'1", 308. Gonna help Derrick Brown out in that middle. Got a Donnie Mitchell. Runs a 4.3, 6'4", 196. Got two birds with 1 stone with this guy. You can either put him at left tackle, left guard. We always talk about Graham Barton. You know I love Graham Barton. High on him. Now we do need some pass rush. We could go with Adiza Isaac. We could go Adiza Isaac here. Could go Micah Wingo, but we already got defensive line. Could go with Ricky Parcell. We could go with Jatavion Sanders. The tight end we truly, truly need. I'm going with it. Granted, I get it. We're going to have no pass rush in this draft. That's fine. Well, maybe we'll find something here in a minute. Maybe we'll get our edge rusher here, Rock Jones. Maybe we'll get our edge rusher here. I'm trying to go a different route and not pick same players every single time. I'm trying to pick different ones. And so far, everybody's been different. Now, we could get Jeremiah Trotter here. Okay. Now, again, technically, from the PFF standpoint, they consider Mr. Burns an edge. But, again, he's been playing outside linebacker. So, with this defense, if it stays as a 3-4, we're going to need some linebacker help. Mr. Trotter, from my cousin Vinny now, Jeremiah Trotter. I think we take him. I think we take Jeremiah Trotter. You get your pass rush here. Or, now here's the thing. I'm thinking about trading this pick. Ooh. I need something. I need something else here. Here's the reason why I'm trying to do this is because I need something in between that 65 and 101 to make me feel okay. Right now, I don't feel okay. You're a bunch of fuckers. What if I add that in the mix? Because really, I don't need my 180th pick. Basically, after the 100th pick, it's like, blah. But, I mean, we did get everything we needed here. Besides a center and a left guard position. Which really, I mean, we could get Christian Haynes here. It wouldn't be a good value pick based off of what we got here. It is a need, though. We do need a right guard position. Which this guy's also a great one, but he's not going to be there. Cooper Beebe. I think we got to go Christian Haynes just for the need. Back in the day, we used to have all of our draft picks always took best player available, never reached. I'm going based off of what I know and what game film I've watched. So the guys I picked, I know are dogs. I know for a fact that these guys are dogs. Byron Murphy, I can tell you right now, is going to be an absolute stud in the NFL. I think Graham Barton's going to be a stud too. I pick guys that I know and watch game film on. That's how I go based off my draft board. So it's not easy, but once you know, you know. All right, we got to speed this up. Let's get through this because we don't got any picks till 101. All right. Now it gets interesting because we got a wide receiver, got a tight end. We got our offensive tackle, we got our right guard. But I still want Cedric Van Pran. 101. Trade me for your 106 and your 144. Big time players make big time plays. That's what I needed. Perfect. Big time players make big time plays. Okay, 104. ADP. We get our center. Bam. Now, we've got pass rush. We've got defensive line help. We've got offensive line help. We got our tight end. We need a running back. We do need a running back. I will say that. We do need a running back. Might hold off on that, though. Might hold off on that. Wow. Could get some corner depth here. Do we have any corner depth available? Let's see what the top corner looks like. ADP Max Melton. Wouldn't be bad. I think the best guy here is Kamal. Yeah, he's just terrible against run defense. Cameron Hart. Ooh. Now, what about halfback position? What are we looking at there? Tyrone Tracy, 6'1", 210. They're moving him up on the board. This is where it gets interesting, folks. This is where it gets interesting. Dylan LeBeau. I don't know, man. I don't know. I say we could take a different route. Let's go with Tyrone Tracy. Get that halfback. 6'1", 210. It's got to be a he's a new guy for me. I'm gonna have to look him up. Let's see. Tyrone Tracy. Let's see what you got going on, my friend. Mr. Boilermaker. Damn, you're not even... Is he even in this draft class? Is he like truly in this draft class? Because sometimes PFF doesn't put guys who are actually in this, like, fully committed to coming out. Sometimes they do that. I've seen him do it, at least. Tracy, I don't even see him. Tyrone Tracy. Okay. Earns an NFL Combine invite. Okay. What's his stats like? He's a big dude. I mean, he's 6'1", 210. 716 yards, 16.3 averaged per carry. Played 11 games, 8 touchdowns. He led the Big Ten at 6.3 yards per carry and was in the top 5 for rushing touchdowns. Okay. Well, we went with him, so it is what it is now. We're stuck with him. Cam Hart. I got to take you, my friend. We need some corner help. Moose, come with me. Follow me, and everything will be all right. Let's see what else we can get here to finish off the round. The Stephen Lee pass rush grade. Okay. Dallas Gant. I'm looking at this guy. Run defense. Good run defender. Khaled Duke. Okay. JJ Weaver. Okay. Josh Proctor. He's got to move up. I'm going to go with the best edge available based off of ADP. So that's Steve Litton. That's fine. Way to work it, Clay. We do have some smart people in Orange County after all. Sometimes, man. Sometimes we do. I've been out of it today, so I don't know. I don't feel real smart today. Overall B. It was all right. I mean, this shit's probably never going to really happen, but I mean, having Byron Murphy and Donnie Mitchell would be nasty. Graham Barton, Jadavion Sanders, just those guys. That basically from round 1 all the way down to Cedric Van Pran, that team would be pretty set up for success, or automatically set up for some. I mean, that's talent right there. You get your right guard situation figured out with Christian Haynes. You get your future of your center. You get your future right guard there. You get your tight end, Jadavion Sanders, and Adonia Mitchell, 2 weapons for Bryce. You get your left tackle or left guard there with Graham Barton. You can move into either one. He's played both. And then you get Byron Murphy to help out Derrick Brown. Yeah, your pass rush is going to suck, but it is what it is. And then the rest were just value picks, and you get an extra wide receiver to help out. When you get a big running back that averages 6.3 yards per carry in the Big Ten. So, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. Y'all know what to do as always. Today was just a boring show. Sorry. I'm kind of out of it today, but, you know, I still got to go live and bring y'all some kind of content, right? So, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here. Keep pounded. Peace.